Woodhall Hospital, Brooklyn, New York, December 5th, 2 p.m. in the afternoon. As Michael Merconi prepares to enter the revolving doors to the hospital, he notices a black helicopter overhead. The hospital lobby is filled with people sitting on couches. Doctors and nurses are walking into the coffee shop entrance. Merconi now walks towards the customer service desk to speak to the receptionist sitting behind the counter. The receptionist is a young Hispanic woman with long black hair in her early 20s. "How may I help you?" she asks. "I'm here to get a pass to see my mother, Martha Merconi, and my brother, Robert Merconi." The receptionist checks her computer terminal for the room number. She then takes out a yellow pass and hands it to Merconi. "Your mother is on the third floor in room 323, and your brother Robert is in the psychiatric ward on the fifth floor." Merconi thanks the receptionist and walks over the security area, where he shows the police officer the pass and then shows him his photo identification before walking over to the nearest elevator. Merconi gets on the elevator with other visitors and then pushes the number 3 button on the elevator and waits to get off at his floor. Martha Merconi's hospital room 323. Michael Merconi walks into the hospital room and sees his mother on a respirator machine. A nurse is attending to his mother. There is a woman sitting in a chair next to his mother's bed. Pat Rieger, a woman in her late 50s with gray hair wearing a dark shirt and white blouse, smiles when she sees Michael. "You must be Michael." "Yes, I'm Michael. We've spoken many times over the telephone." Merconi glances over at his mother lying in a hospital bed, who appears to be sleeping. "How's my mother doing?" "Your mom has been very sick. She has pneumonia." "I got here as fast as I could." "Your mother told me you were coming." "I should have been here a day earlier." Michael walks over to the bed and takes his mother's hand. He then kisses her on the forehead. His mother opens her eyes and stares at her son. Martha Merconi, age 80, with fair complexion and light brown hair, tries to speak. "Thank God you're here." Michael kneels by the side of his mother's bed. "I got here as soon as I could. I got very sick and had to be rushed to the hospital. You look very weak. The social worker's on her way to see you. She has papers for you to sign, son. I'm giving you permission to any decisions about my health care while I'm here at the hospital." "I understand, Mom." A fair-complexioned woman in her 40s with blonde hair enters the room carrying a file folder. "You must be Michael. I have some forms for you to sign." The woman places the forms on the table and points to where it needs to be signed. Michael Merconi takes out a pen from his jacket pocket and initials the paperwork. The social worker hands Merconi his copy in an envelope. "It was a pleasure meeting you, Mr. Merconi." The social worker now leaves the room with the folder. Martha Merconi closes her eyes and goes back to sleep. Michael leans over and kisses his mother on the forehead. "I guess now that your mother is sleeping, you'll be heading upstairs to get your brother out of the hospital." "Yes, I'm going upstairs right now." "I visited your brother last night, and he was so excited that you were coming today to take him home. All he talks about is coming home so he can have a cigarette." "He hasn't had a cigarette in over 2 months. He's probably going stir-crazy. You know your brother pretty well." "That I do. It was a pleasure meeting you, Miss Rieger." Merconi grabs his belongings and heads out the door.